Okay, hello everybody. So Mugiwara Vids here. So today there was a tag going around called the One Piece Create Your Own Pirate Crew tag, and I've seen a couple other people's videos of it, and it looked like a really cool idea. So, needless to say, I spent my entire work day, well, on my entire day at work, thinking about who I would have in my pirate crew. And so there's really only like 2 or 3 rules to it. Number one, you can't have any Yonko. So no Shanks, no Blackbeard, no Whitebeard. No Big Mom and no Kaido. Second rule, there is going to be 6 fighters and 6 support, and the third and final, I guess, rule, if you want to call it that, is that you are the captain and you can either have a devil fruit or not have a devil fruit. So yeah, that's all there is to it, and you can just kind of go with it from there. With that being said, I have my pirate crew that I came up with today at work, and I will give it to you right now. Okay, so for myself, I would definitely have a devil fruit, and that devil fruit, after much deliberating, I decided to go with the air fruit. Now, unless I have totally missed something in the series, I don't think it has been a fruit that has ever been mentioned or used, and from the videos that I've seen, other people who did this pirate crew tag thing, no one picked it. So I'm calling it now the air fruit. It would be a Logia type, so I would be able to turn into air, essentially be light as a feather. I could fly. I could control wind, kind of like Aang in Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it would just be a really cool ability. I could push you off a ship. I could fly around. I could do whatever I wanted. I could cut you with it like Tamari in Naruto, and I would just think it would be a badass fruit. So I would go with the air fruit, hands down. And yeah, even, I guess, unless I was knocked unconscious, water wouldn't be an issue for me. Even though I'm a devil fruit user, I could just fly over it or make myself so light, because I'm air, that, don't even fall in. So, I think it's a perfect devil fruit for someone who wants to be the Pirate King, and I don't think it's too overpowered, because if you use Haki or, I don't know, yeah, Haki, I guess, you can fight against me, and it's not like anything that's just like earth-shattering power it's not like the Pika Pika Nomi or Fujitori's that literally calls down meteors or crazy shit like that. So, I mean, I guess maybe I could make like a hurricane or a typhoon or something if it's awakened maybe, but I don't know, I haven't fleshed it out that much. It's just the devil fruit that I would like to have. Okay, so my number 1 fighter is obviously ENERU. I chose him because his devil fruit is absolutely amazing. I mean, electricity, like turning into lightning, come on, that's just, you don't beat that. I mean, obviously Luffy beat it, but that's because Luffy's made of rubber, and I mean, come on. He's literally the natural enemy to ENERU. But with that being said, ENERU, yeah, he's kind of a tool, kind of a douche, but you can't argue that he is powerful as all hell. And they said, I forget who said it, I'm not sure if it was Oda or not, but somebody said if he wasn't trying to be got up in Skypiea and he was an actual pirate, his bounty would have been around 500 million. So the same bounty as Luffy is currently, and that was what he would have been during the Skypiea arc. So ENERU is nothing to be messed with, and come on. Again, being able to turn into electricity, the lightning Logia, literally you could like jumpstart your car when you're bored. This guy is nothing to be messed with, and he is a top-notch fighter. Okay, so my number 2 pick is Boa Hancock, and I chose her for a couple of reasons. Number 1, again, her devil fruit is amazing. Being able to turn anybody into stone. First of all, she can turn you into stone by you just having lustful thoughts for her. She doesn't even have to do anything to you, and you turn into stone. But if for some reason you're either as dense as Luffy is, or you stab yourself like Momonga did, and you can avoid that, she can turn you into stone with her slave arrow technique, her pistol kiss technique, or she can just kick you, and that'll turn you to stone. So, many ways to turn you to stone and incapacitate you without her even having to put an effort. And my second reason for picking her is that she is able to use Conqueror's Haki. A lot of people sleep on that, and they forget that she is one of the few people in the series who can use Conqueror's Haki. We haven't seen it in actual canon or anime or manga, sorry, or anything yet, but it has been said that she can use Conqueror's Haki. Okay, number 3 for me is someone that is honestly one of my favorite characters in the series. I think he is absolutely hilarious, and he's just like the troll of the century. With that being said, he's also a very good fighter and not somebody that you would want to fuck with. That is the Admiral Kizaru. Oh, his little thing that he always does, but he is the man, and you do not mess with the Pika Pika fruit. I mean, come on. Being able to turn into light, I understand it's a little bit like ENERU's, and that's kind of similar to something I already got going on, but being able to travel at the speed of light, shoot lasers, and just like blow shit up from wherever you want, literally instantaneously, is absolutely insane. If anybody was even trying to like chase our pirate ship, he could just and then do his laser nonsense, and their ship's destroyed or sailing away scot-free. If anybody's even like falling off of the ship, he could zip over to him and get him back on without a problem. No one's falling in the water, and we're good to go. So that is Admiral Kizaru. Now my number 4 pick is somebody that, when I've been watching these videos that other people did, I have not seen anybody who has picked him, and it is kind of beyond me because now he has the Marimara fruit, and beforehand he was just an awesome hockey fighter. And this is also where I had some trouble deciding because I wasn't sure if I wanted to have him before he ate the Marimara fruit or after, because if it was before, he could potentially save people who fell off the ship that were devil fruit users. But the Marimara fruit's kind of badass, and he himself is badass. And if you don't know who I'm talking about already, that is Sabo, the number 2 of the Revolutionary Army. And yeah, he is definitely going to be one of my fighters because with that dragon claw thing that he does, and he just like splits the earth, it's like, come on, this dude is a badass. He still fights with that like pipe that he used as a little kid, and he's just a cool dude. I feel like I get along with Sabo a lot. So Sabo is my number 4 fighter. Alright, so my number 5 fighter is someone who is not a devil fruit user, and that is MIHAWK, the greatest swordsman in the world. I thought about choosing Zoro because Zoro's a really cool character, I like him, but he's number 1, kind of a liability with his sense of direction, and that is something that I could definitely see becoming a problem. I don't want him just getting lost and then us having to find him or put a leash on him or something like that. And number 2, he is not number 1 right now. MIHAWK is still the greatest swordsman. And Zoro might be number 2. He might be, but he's still playing second fiddle to MIHAWK. And MIHAWK is just a badass character. I think I'd get along with him. He's cool, calm, and collected at all times, doing his thing. Kind of an introvert. I like that. So he's been hanging out and doing his MIHAWK thing. And if anybody came after us, he would just cut the ocean in half and we'd be fine. Again, he's not a devil fruit user. So if somebody that is a devil fruit user falls into the water, he can potentially help get them out. Again, not sure if he will because, you know, that's MIHAWK doing his own thing. Okay, now this pick might be a bit controversial to some people, but I still love this character even though he's a bastard. My number 6 fighter, who, again, a lot of people might not like, is DOFLAMINGO. I think he is a tough cookie no matter what. And even though Luffy beat him because he had an entire country of people helping him recover during that 10 minutes when he couldn't use Gear 4th anymore. When he was overusing his haki and he was pretty much useless, DOFLAMINGO would have killed his bitch ass. But of course, Luffy's the main character and he's not going to die. So with that being said, I still like DOFLAMINGO. He's the man. I mean, he's kind of a bastard, but such a tough cookie. He can stitch himself back together after like any kind of internal damage. When Law used that gamma knife on him, he was just like, nah, stitch myself back together, don't give a fuck. He can apparently fly by using his strings to attach to clouds. Like, come on, what? He can manipulate people, which is, again, pretty messed up. But if he's on my pirate crew and he's using it to protect me and everybody else, I am fine with it. You know, Got to be the Pirate King somehow. You might have to crush a couple skulls, but all of his string fruit abilities are just insane. His athletic kick, or whatever he calls it, the bird cage, which is obviously something that you do not want to get caught in. And he has an Awakened Devil Fruit. The first Awakened Devil Fruit that we've seen, with the exception of the Zone Guards and Impel Down, but those were side characters, they didn't really matter. So, number 6, Doflamingo. Don't mess with it. I almost thought about putting Luffy, but I have a couple, I think 3 or 4 Straw Hats already on my crew as support players. And Luffy's the main character. You don't want to, I mean, that'd just be overkill if you used him, in my humble opinion at least. So I left Luffy out of it, and yeah, let's get going with the support characters. Right, so for my first support character, we are going to go with none other than Nami Swan, as Sanji would call her, because I know nothing about navigating, and she is probably the best navigator in the series. Anyone who can predict cyclones and changes in the weather is somebody that I want guiding my ship, needless to say. And she's willing to like take charge if people are screwing around, telling everybody to get it together, and you know, hop to it. Not a huge fighter, but again, I have 6 other fighters, and a lot of my support characters are also very good fighters. So I'm not too worried about her not really being huge into fighting. I mean, she can take out some of the lower level enemies if need be, but again, that's probably something that she'll never have to even worry about. So as long as she is steering us to Raftel and getting us to the One Piece, I am not worried about her fighting. Alright, support hero number 2, support character number 2 is going to be Frankie, because I can't build a ship, don't know anything about shipwright. I am not going to be able to do anything if the ship breaks. So he is a great shipwright. Tom's one of his disciples. And again, not a Devil Fruit user. If somebody falls in the water, that is. He can use his strong right or whatever. I'm assuming he can open his hand in that when he shoots that thing out, and he can grab them, help people get in. And we'll also have all those unique contraptions that he likes to make, like the Sark Submerge and little Going Merry boat. Hopefully we'll get all those on our pirate ship as well. So Frankie as a shipwright for our crew. Alright, for the 3rd Straw Hat in a row, well, he's not, I guess, officially a Straw Hat yet, but in the recent chapters with Big Mom, he pretty much ditched Big Mom and drank the cup of sake, saying that he wants to join the Straw Hats. So in my mind, he's a Straw Hat now, and that would be JIMBEI. JIMBEI is a support player. Obviously, he can use Fishman Karate, and he's a great fighter, but he is support mainly because he is not a Devil Fruit user, and he can control whale sharks and manipulate water. So again, if somebody falls in the water, he can literally just throw them back onto the ship via water, or have a whale shark pick them up and bring us to the next island. I'm assuming that his whale shark ability is something that it doesn't really matter where he is or whatnot, but who knows? Maybe it does. But we've only seen it once or twice in the show, and I'm really only going to be using it in cases where people are either lost and fallen off the ship, or yeah, just pretty much fallen off the ship. So JIMBEI as support because he can manipulate water and he's not a Devil Fruit user. Number 4 in the support category goes to my man Bartolomeo. I mean, how can you not like this guy? He is just hilarious. Just falling in love with Luffy Senpai. Maybe I should have picked Luffy and had him on my crew just so Bartholomew would chase him around and do funny stuff all the time, but the main reason I picked him as a support character is because of his Devil Fruit ability. The barrier fruit is just absolutely overpowered. Apparently, it can't be broken. I'm sure at some point in the story it's going to break, and it's going to be this big thing because it's going to be during the Throne War or whatever it is, but until that happens, in my mind, it's impenetrable, and he could literally just put it around the ship, and no attack could reach us. He would be our shield, and it would be, again, impregnable, and we can just sail on our merry way when anything's going wrong. Again, I think he's a funny character. So yeah, funny guy, great devil fruit ability, gotta have him. Number 5 for the support characters is going to be none other than Robin. And I chose Robin for the obvious reason that she is the only person in the series that can read poneglyphs. Kind of a no-brainer. If we're planning on getting the One Piece, you need to have Robin on your crew. Her devil fruit is alright. It can be good for saving people and fighting lower level characters again, as with Nami. I think she's she's definitely stronger than Nami. She can hold her own against some other characters, but in the actual series, she hasn't had that many fights that were fleshed out. She had that fight against one of the priests on Skypiea, but from what I can remember, that was pretty much it. But again, the main reason I'm choosing her is because she can read poneglyphs, and I love her character. She's my favorite female Straw Hat, and she's just cool, calm, and collected. I love her like really dark humor that comes out, even if it's unintentional. It's just really funny, and I think it's a nice touch. But yeah, Robin, those poneglyphs, gotta have them. And last, but most certainly not least, the man who hates bread himself, Trafalgar Law. Gotta have this character because he's essentially the best doctor in the entire series. His devil fruit is pretty much based around medical knowledge and being able to be a doctor and commit surgeries and, you know, be able to fix anybody up if they get hurt. So I would, again, I'm assuming my crew's gonna be doing a lot of fighting against the Navy and things like that. You need somebody to patch you up. And other than that, he is a great fighter. His room ability is absolutely insane. Shambles is cool. He can switch your body parts around, switch your souls around like he did with the Straw Hats, and it's just, you don't mess with this guy. He brought 100 pirate hearts to the Navy in order to be a warlord, and then he just double crossed him because he's a badass. He doesn't give a shit. Trafalgar Law is the man. Probably my favorite character in the series. I would, hands down, have to have him on my ship. So, Trafalgar Law. No doubt about it. But yeah, that is my pirate crew. Those are my crewmates, my ability, and if there's ever an alternate universe where One Piece is a real thing and I get to run around as a pirate crew, that's how it's going to go down. With that being said, that is the conclusion of my video. I'll see you all later. Have a good one.